I remember the kid in the back row, the one who always sat by the window, hoodie up, head down, earbuds in, but never playing music. The one nobody talked to, not because he was mean or rude, but because he didn't invite conversation, didn't engage, didn't even glance up when his name was called during roll. He never raised his hand. Not once. Not when the teacher asked for volunteers. Not when someone needed a lab partner. Not even when he had the answer. Because I knew he always did. He didn't hang out at lunch. He'd sit alone under the staircase, quietly eating the same sandwich every day. He didn't go to parties. Didn't show up at pep rallies. Didn't even exist online. No Instagram. No Snapchat. Nothing. It was like he lived off the grid by choice. We thought he was just shy, awkward, quiet, maybe even a little weird. He wasn't loud, popular, or impressive. He didn't fit the mold we had for people who'd make it. But now, that same kid is changing the world. And you probably still don't know his name. But soon, you will, because this story, it's not about fame. It's about legacy. A legacy built in silence. A revolution that started without a sound. His name was Elijah. In a world full of noise, notifications, likes, retweets, endless selfies, Elijah was silent, but not in the way you think. He wasn't quiet because he had nothing to say. He was quiet because he was listening, not passively, but deeply, intentionally, strategically, the way an engineer listens to the hum of a broken engine, the way a writer listens to the world to find the truth between the lines. While most kids in high school fought to be noticed, to be louder, funnier, more visible, Elijah moved like a shadow, but not aimlessly. He had a direction, a pulse, a presence. No flashy sneakers, no varsity jacket, no dramatic TikTok stunts. He didn't crave attention. He craved understanding. And that made people uncomfortable. Because high school has rules, right? Be loud. Be cool. Be seen. If you don't follow them, they label you. We labeled him. Robot. Statue. Mute monk. Yeah, harsh. But when you're a teenager, you mock what you don't understand, what we didn't realize. Elijah wasn't retreating from the world. He was observing it. He was taking notes. Every hallway conversation, cataloged. Every injustice, analyzed. Every insult, filed like data in a system he was quietly building in his mind. He didn't talk much, but his notebook, it spoke volumes. I remember this one moment during gym class. Clear as day, we were in the weight room, trying to impress each other, maxing out on bench presses, flexing in the mirror. Elijah, he was sitting off to the side in the bleachers, old backpack at his feet, scribbling on the back of a crumpled grocery store receipt. Curious, I walked over. What are you drawing? He looked up at me, no sarcasm, no hesitation, and said, "A way for someone without arms control phone, using only their eyes." I laughed, not because I was cruel, but because I didn't get it. I mean, who thinks of that during gym class? But Elijah didn't flinch, didn't get defensive, didn't explain or justify himself. He just nodded, almost like he expected the laugh, and said, "One day they'll need this. I'm just early." Then went right back to drawing. That hit me later. Hard. He wasn't distracted. He wasn't dreaming. He was preparing for a future that hadn't arrived yet. After graduation, while we all celebrated our dorm move-ins, our first parties, our new college hashtags, Elijah disappeared. No selfies, no tweets, no startup buzz, no public wins. He got a quiet job shelving books at a secondhand bookstore, lived in a tiny apartment above a laundromat with thin walls and flickering lights, bought a secondhand laptop, 3 dead keys, cracked screen. He taught himself to code. Alone. No boot camps. No LinkedIn connections. Just YouTube tutorials and sleepless nights. He failed. Again and again. His first app? Crashed. Second? Ignored. Third? Scammed. Lost everything to a fake investor who vanished. No tweets. No pity posts. No GoFundMe. He just rebuilt. One night, 2:13 a.m., my phone buzzed. It was Elijah. "Jordan," he said, voice raw, barely above a whisper. "Maybe I'm not cut out for this." I didn't have the perfect words, but I asked him, would it still matter if no one ever noticed what you built? There was a long silence. Then he said, "If it helps one person, it's worth it." That's when I knew he wasn't coding apps. He was coding hope. He was building bridges. Months later, Elijah quietly uploaded a demo to Reddit. No fancy thumbnails. No hype train. Just a raw, working prototype. It let paralyzed users control phones and smart devices using only their eyes and voice. 3 comments on day 1. Then a 4th. I showed this to my brother. He has ALS. He cried. Said this is the first time he's felt hope in 2 years. That one comment, it didn't just break the internet. It broke something open in all of us. Tech blogs noticed. It hit the front page of Hacker News. Then, a DM from a silent angel investor. Elijah thought it was another scam. It wasn't. 2 weeks later, $500,000 in seed funding. No flashy pitch deck. No Shark Tank theatrics. Just proof. A silent innovator with a loud solution. The app launched without fanfare. But the response? Deafening. Within a year, 400,000 users, 12 hospital partnerships, recognition from the World Health Organization. But Elijah didn't stop. He added neurofeedback, integrated smart home compatibility, started a nonprofit to donate the tech to those who couldn't afford it. He wasn't building a company. He was crafting a mission. He still wouldn't take the spotlight. No interviews. No magazine covers. No keynotes or tech summits. When asked why, he simply said, "It's not about me. It's about them." Let that sink in. In a world where everyone screams for attention, he whispered and still shook the world. You know what's wild? He started mentoring other quiet coders. Kids with autism, teens battling anxiety, former foster youth with trust issues and big dreams. He told them, silence doesn't mean you're weak. Sometimes it means you're storing up thunder. And now they're launching startups, developing tools for people the world forgot, creating ripples that turn into waves. Because one kid, the quietest in the class, chose to build instead of boast. Let me pause for a second. If you're still watching this, I'm not talking to the crowd anymore. I'm talking to you. Have you ever felt too quiet to lead? Too anxious to try? Too weird to fit in? Too broken to matter? Then you are exactly who the story is for. Because here's what Elijah taught me. You don't need a stage to be significant. You don't need noise to be noticed. You don't need likes to matter. You just need to show up for your dream. Even when no one's clapping. Even when no one's watching. Even when the only one who believes in it is you. Elijah didn't just build tech. He built hope. And you have something inside you too. Maybe no one's seen it yet. Maybe it's strange. Maybe it doesn't fit in a filter or fit the algorithm. But maybe, just maybe, it's what the world desperately needs. Before you go, if Elijah's story lit something inside you, then you need to hear this next one. It's about a man who was given just 6 months to live. No second chance. No miracle cure. Just a ticking clock. But instead of folding, He built a legacy that echoed across the globe. Watch this next. He was given 6 months to live, but built a legacy that changed millions. Inspirational true story. Click the link, because that story will show you exactly what to do with the time you still have.